I'm taking a study break. I've been studying for like 2 hours straight. I want to say straight, but I've just been like reading stuff over and it's really interesting. Also, I painted one hand. Look how nice that looks. It actually looks so cute. Okay, hello. The other hand is bare. He's naked. So something that's been like in the back of my mind for a while now is how I went to Bible camp. Like the more I think about it, the more I realize that it's not a normal thing for everyone. Like I just kind of assumed that everyone who was like Catholic or Christian went to a Bible camp at some point in their lives. And maybe it's like mostly true. Maybe a lot of people did. But a lot of people that I personally know who are Catholic or Christian didn't go to Bible camps. And I did. A little backstory here, I'm not really religious. I'm, I guess, spiritual. Yeah, we're not gonna speak about religion on here. Today I just wanted to talk about Bible camp because I feel like a lot of people, whether you are Catholic right now, whether you're a Christian, or maybe even in other religions they have camps where you go to like Torah camp or something else. Maybe you did have some kind of like church camp thing during the summer. So basically what it is, it's like a week-long summer camp. And at most places it's called VBS, which is Vacation Bible School. What it is not a school, but it was actually super fun. Like the memories that I have of it are really fun. Essentially, you learn about the Bible, but like you're learning things that you already know, sort of, I guess, from church. Even during that time, I didn't really go to church a lot. I played a lot of sports when I was younger, so my brother and I generally had hockey practices or whatever the case was on the weekends. And during the summer, we would play like summer sports like baseball and tennis and whatever the fuck. So we were busy on the weekends, so we didn't necessarily always go to church. But I went to Bible school every summer without fail until 6th grade, which is the maximum age you can be. So basically, Bible school, okay, let me give you a little rundown of the day. So you would get there like early in the morning. Not early, but like 9 o'clock. It would be early for me now, but when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I get up at 6 a.m. What about it? That's just how it was. Like, I don't know why, but kids get up so early, and I was like that too. I'm like, I can never imagine myself getting up early, but I did it as a kid. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, so you would get there in the morning, and then we would sing songs, but it wasn't like church songs. They would have specific songs written for that year's theme, okay? And it was super cool, because every year we had like a theme. My favorite theme was one year when I must have been like 4th grade, we had a spy theme, and it was so cool. It was so cool. The first day we made like these little pass things with our names on them. I mean, it was like our secret identity, and whenever we went to an activity, we'd have to like whip it out like our fucking ID and be like, heck yeah, I could go to this camp. One year it was pirates, which was like awesome. I think that was probably my second favorite one. A jungle theme, or safari jungle theme, whatever. Oh, we had a beach party theme. We have cool themes, basically. And that's the theme for the week. So every year they have a new one, and like they would send you like an email 2 months before the camp to get us all like hyped. Yeah, we would get there in the morning. They would have songs written specifically for the theme. And it would be like inspired by the Bible stories that they had planned out for that week too. When we heard the stories, we'd recognize like, oh my god, that's this week's song. Then they would like give us kind of a rundown of the day. So we each had like a group, and it was like per grade, right? You were with your grade. It was more of like teams. So each team would have a name related to the theme. I can't honestly remember any of the names, but it would be like, I remember for the safari one, it was like animals or jungle animals. Like younger kids were like monkeys. Depending on what grade you were in, the day would vary. If you were younger, generally they would start with like games and crafts and whatever. Then if you were older, they'd start with like the theory, like the stories. So let's just say I'm older. So we would go to our story time, and they would have like a story every day. And we had like these like workbooks. We would like do activities in them, like some coloring shit or like a crossword, while the like elderly gentleman, who was super nice, by the way, that elderly gentleman, if you're watching this, I loved you. You made Vacation Bible School worth it, honestly. So then they would like ring like little bells. The one lady would go around with one of those fucking like air horns. Not an air horn. Those things that you like, a megaphone. She would go around with a megaphone, but it was like the ones that made the sound too. So she'd like press the sound and it would go. Then we would switch, okay? We also had a craft. Vacation Bible school was the first time I burnt my finger on hot glue. And they didn't let you use hot glue until like 5th grade. Around that time, they decided that you were mature enough to be around burning objects. But they would always have little containers of ice water in case you did burn yourself. You'd just see kids like diving for the fucking cold water bowls. I remember some that we did. We made like a little mini fleece pillow about this big. And we also did some like crochet things. The fuck are they called? Like mini rosaries. I'm pretty sure I still have mine somewhere in my room. And they actually asked me if I wanted to volunteer in like 7th grade once I like graduated from this fucking Bible school. I didn't. I had filled out the application and I had applied to the crafts section because that was always my favorite part of VBS, is like bringing home the crafts every, like I didn't even care about the rest of that shit. Crafts was like, that was my shit. We had also like a form of PE. It was game time, but it was basically PE. So this is the part of the day where Nina embarrasses herself in front of a bunch of other Christian children. We would play like dumb fucking games that I hated. And every Thursday was water day. And I hated water day with a passion. I would always try to find an excuse. Like I'd ask my mom to like do my hair extra nice that day so that I'd be like, oh no, I can't get it wet. My mom did it. We're like going somewhere after, like I can't get wet. They never like believed me. My least favorite game was Drip Drip Drop. And I actually, ironically, I love that game now. I volunteered at a camp last summer and we played Drip Drip Drop and none of the kids wanted to play and I was like, I loved it. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's like Duck Duck Goose basically, but you have a cup of water. Or sometimes what they'll do is you'll have a sponge and you'll like dunk it in water so it's like full and you'll like drip on people's heads. Then when you get to like the goose person, you'll like wring out the sponge or just dump the fucking cup of water on their heads and book it. Usually people were too like stunned by cold water, freezing cold water. I swear to God they did it on purpose. Ooh, we're talking about Bible school, we don't swear. And the person would be like booking it around the circle and you're basically done for. That's how it went down. That was the time where I'd embarrass myself. I'd always get out first. I'd never get picked for the team. I was the worst player. It was fun. And we'd also have snack time and it was always something super good, not gonna lie. But sometimes they like cheaped out and they just give us like fucking bear paws or whatever, be like, here's your snack. And sometimes they made good stuff. Vacation Bible School was the first time where I ever tried worms and dirt. I don't know if there's a real name for that. It's chocolate pudding, Oreo crumbles, and then like gummy worms. And it's so like bad. I've tried it recently because I think they still have it at ssociaľ. And chocolate pudding is honestly so underwhelming, but I think that's a story for another time. I think it's just the pudding that ruined it for me because, okay, no, I don't like gummy worms either. They're like fine, but they're not something that I would select to consume. I like Oreos. That's the best part about it. Honestly, I would save like the Oreo crumbs for the end. I was like a pro. And at the end of the day, they would bring us back to the auditorium and we would sing songs again. And then our parents would come get us and we'd go home. I feel like I should mention it's only a morning thing, so we'd go home around like 1, like 12:30, 1. A little side note, I feel like I'm a teacher and I'm like saying like, okay, here's the stuff. And now here are the exceptions. Whatever, this is not something that you're gonna be tested on. On rainy days where we couldn't go play games or do whatever outside, we would all go collectively, go in the auditorium. I'm saying auditorium like it's in a school, but it was in a church. Like the auditorium was just the main church area. I don't know if that has a specific name. I think it's just called the church. There was like a giant fucking piano. And I remember in my 5th year, like my group sat behind it and I couldn't see the front, like the stage. I feel so bad that I don't know like the terminology. That area, I couldn't see it, and that's where all the like the camp coordinator, that's where she would go and talk and they would lead the songs from there. I couldn't see it because there was a giant fucking grand piano in front of me the entire time, and even though I was tall, I couldn't see over it. So that was fun. That was a good year. Back to the rainy day. They would sit us down in the big church room and we would watch VeggieTales. This was the first time I ever watched VeggieTales. I specifically remember watching a movie called The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. and I remember crying during it. I don't know if it's like my favorite VeggieTales because I haven't seen a lot of VeggieTales movies, I'll be honest. Last year, believe it or not, I rewatched that movie. It's pretty good. It's well made, there are good morals, and basically it's about three fathers, and they're like actors, shittily paid actors, and they're like, oh, I wish I could like be a real pirate, and then their dreams come true. A boat fucking falls from the sky, and they decide to go on an adventure and or something like that. Would recommend. I want to say 9 out of 10. It didn't make me feel a lot of things, but it made me feel things. Maybe 9.5. Go watch it. The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. Very good movie with vegetables in it. Instead of eating your vegetables, you can watch your vegetables and listen to your vegetables. I think that's all I have to say. It was a good time. The more I talk about it, the more I'm realizing like, yeah, it was woo. And I'm kind of glad I did that during the summers of my childhood. I always looked forward to like the theme. It would get to like the spring in school and like everybody like just wants to get out of school, and I'd be thinking like, oh, I wonder what the theme at VBS is this year. I actually went to a couple different ones in my last few years, like I want to say from grade 4 to 6, and I was going to them with my brother. So we would have like 2 in July and 1 in August. There was one that they fed you lunch. They gave you like hot dogs or like macaroni. It was like godly. If you are an adult considering sending your kids to Bible school, even if they aren't religious, even if you aren't religious, I recommend sending your kids to Bible school because it's a good time. Not gonna lie. I just have like very vivid recollections of vacation Bible school. Now, I guess that's good. I have something to keep with me for the rest of my life, and I have enough for content. I've been speaking for 20 minutes about vacation Bible school, and now I have to go cut it all down to like 15. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I like doing like Nina Talks videos, so if you guys want more of that, just let me know. I have so much stuff to talk about that's completely irrelevant to your lives and to mine sometimes. Leave me a little note in the comments on what you want to see next. I have a couple things in the works for Halloween. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. I'm gonna go back to studying now, and hopefully I pass my tests. I think we're done here. I'm so fucking tired, and I'm sweating. I don't know. I forgot to turn my fan on. All right, have a good night.